I love the show. As soon as it came out back in May, I binged it, and I think I finished it within a day. I'm not that proud of it, but I was just so captivated by your guys' characters and the story, and it was just amazing. First off, the show explores a ton of different genres. Which one did each of you gravitate to more, and which one like kind of opened you up to the whole universe that Greg created?
Andy, you want to take that?
I can take it while
Jump in, Andy. I'm trying.
Okay. That's a great question. I think for me, it was a combination of the sci-fi and the romantic comedy aspect. I grew up watching Star Trek, and so I always loved like futuristic technology, and this show is just filled with that. And I'm also a sucker for any kind of romantic comedy and like romance, like boy meets girl, the meet cutes, just the whole drama. And so that was really fun. And for Nora, her own dilemma of, this guy is technically dead, and she's living, and that adds, and he also has a girlfriend, and it adds so many layers. Yeah. So yeah, those two things are really exciting for me.
I mean, my big thing is I really wanted to work with Greg. Sorry.
Don't worry about it.
I'll take this one for Robbie.
Andy, I was saying I'm up at my sister's husband's cottage visiting her family, and the gardeners like just showed up with like their big, huge riding mowers and air. I'm like, of course. And they actually showed up 20 minutes ago while I was putting my son to sleep, and they were like right outside his window, and I'm like, and he loves big like power tools and stuff. I was like, this is just a nightmare. He's standing in his crib looking out. To get back to the question, I was really excited to work with Greg. I don't know how loud this is on your end, but
no, it's fine.
I was really excited to work with Greg. I was really excited to work on a half-hour comedy on a streaming network. And from the second I read the script, I thought that it was weird in the best kind of way. And I think that with how many outlets and how many shows there are out there, you really need to do something different to stand out. And I think that the way that Upload really kind of crosses so many genres and has so much heart, but is still funny and goofy at times, and also poses some interesting questions about the world we live in and the future we might have. It was kind of a perfect storm for me of what I was looking to work on.
Yeah. No, I know that, Greg, I know the series has been in the works for many years, but there are some crazy things that exist in this world that have come to fruition. For example, you interacting with family members from behind a screen. We're going through this whole pandemic thing, and that's for health reasons, that's the only way we can interact with our loved ones. What major themes did you notice when filming this came to fruition before it aired?
Well, we have a running tally now of stuff that we we had on the show before it happened in real life. And I think one of the things that people are noticing is people in masks on the subway. That was one of the costume designers' projections of more of a pollution thing. But we did a lot of research on the near future. And we tried to always have devices on the show that there existed a prototype of, even if it wasn't widely available. Mm-hmm. So for instance, just this week was really cool. There are all these things in the news about 3D printing of meat. And of course, in the pilot, which we shot in January 2018, Nora's dad prints steaks for him and Nora, and their fat cartridge is malfunctioning, so the steaks are really dry. So that was like our, but that's just one of a whole bunch of stuff that just keeps cropping up. But as part of the intention of the show is like, if you're going to write about what the world's going to be like 10, 15 years from now, things are going to keep happening before they are aired or right on top of being aired. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Of the many things that you guys get to experience in this new afterlife, what is one thing you would love to experience, in real life, and one thing that you could do without?
I like the memory parlor a lot. I think that would be a cool thing to have in real life. I could do without everything being like life being a freemium game, even though it kind of is already. But like, I don't want that to be my afterlife.
Yeah.
I guess I would want it to be all inclusive.
I could do without the like lack of fresh stuff. Like, even though like having the ability to print food when you're lazy, or like you just wanted a meal that you didn't want to spend hours making. I love that. But also having the option of, okay, if I did want to cook something, then I would have all the vegetables and everything ready there. It'd be interesting if it was combined, like you could 3D print your vegetables and then still cook. But it still has the nutritional value of it fresh.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. And just as a bonus, it would be cool to be able to walk on water.
That scene was hilarious. Oh man, that was so funny. One of my favorite scenes of the show. Now, Andy, I know you're a very talented singer. Have you and Greg ever talked about maybe next season exploring a musical episode?
Wait, us doing a duet, you're saying?
A duet or a musical episode? Maybe throw Robbie can get in there too. Heard you out of voice.
Yes, for a musical with Robbie. That would be great.
That's the one genre we haven't worked into the show yet.
That's so great that I get an episode off next season.
Okay.
No, you're gonna be in there. I think
we can program you to sing in Lakeview. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that would be funny. I can lip sync with the best of them. So, Andy, find one of your friends that has an incredible voice, and they can be me, and I'll lip sync. It could be my update.
Oh my gosh.
Now, Nathan and Nora's relationship is complicated, to say the least. In your opinion, would Nathan and Nora meet and work outside of Lakeview?
Ooh, man, you're coming at us with these questions.
I enjoy the show so much, and I just have so many questions.
No, I love it. Would they work? Honestly, I don't know. I think if Nathan was who he became and like the work he did on himself, then yes, I think if they met outside. But right from like day one, from jump, I feel like they were just so different and they have such different backgrounds. Unless they were just willing to grow with each other. But that takes a lot if you're just meeting somebody and right off the bat, you're so different. Yeah. So I think their circumstances really supported them just really getting to know each other and giving each other the chance to grow and change.
Yeah.
That's one of the nice things about romantic comedies, though. I think that's a message in romantic comedies, is that sometimes you should look outside the pool that you're in. And the fun of a romantic comedy is seeing the weird, story reasons why two people get thrown together and acknowledge what's good about each other.
Now, Greg, when creating this show, there's a ton of like very interesting characters. Going into next season, is there any one character in particular that you want to expand their story?
We're going to see a lot more about Ivan. Just as a little tease. If you know Ivan is the night angel who is eating the Cheetos in the pilot. So he gets more screen time than you might have guessed from season one.
Mm-hmm.
There's some new people coming in too. There's new Lud characters, and then pretty much just exploring more of the people who are in season one.
Yeah. And now, Robbie, for your character Nathan, he is stuck with Ingrid now, living among the two gigs. How can Nathan help the less fortunate, and do you think that Ingrid can play a part in achieving that?
Well, I mean, Nathan's kind of back at square one with Ingrid, but I think there's so much left to figure out at the end of season one with the relationship between Nathan and Nora and Nathan and Ingrid. I'm just excited. I love my scenes with both Andy and Allegra. I think that, the dynamic between the characters is so fun for different reasons.
Mhm.
So I'm excited for what Greg and the writers have put together with Nathan and Ingrid being back to, living in the same place. I think that the comedy side of things is really fun there. And I actually think that the dramatic side of things, or at least the a little bit more real side of things with Nathan and Nora can be explored, with her being in the having left at the end of the first season, and the danger she's in, and the relationship kind of being left on a bit of a weird note and a cliffhanger. So I don't know. I'm excited for both. As far as the 2 gigs, that's above my pay grade. Greg and the writers are so smart and so funny, and they're very collaborative. They always, ask what myself and Andy and the rest of the cast are thinking, and how we're feeling, and what we're, what we like, and what feels real. So we had a little meeting with them before everything went down with the pandemic, and I'm just really excited to see what they've got. They're really impressive storytellers, and I just feel very lucky to get to have fun with what they put together.
Now, for you two, do you guys feel very connected to your characters? Are you more like these characters, or are they somewhat different, and it makes it fun for you to kind of experiment with what you get to do with these characters?
When I first read the pilot, one of the main things I loved about it was I thought that Nathan and I had a very similar voice and a very similar sense of humor. And sometimes you read things and you're like, oh yeah, I could do that, or like, I think I could do that. And then other times you read things and you're like, that's not me. And then rarely, I get to read something and I'm like, I can do this. I know this character. I love this character. This is, it has a lot of me in it. So the fun thing is I get to bring, a lot of myself to the character. And similar to the relationships, like, Andy and I get to try and make each other laugh on set, and, just have a good time and build, our relationship on screen and off screen kind of at the same time, which just kind of worked out nice for us timing wise. But we're very lucky that the whole cast gets along so well, and we are friends, and we get to bring that side of our relationships to the characters, which I think, kind of shows through.
Now, Greg, you've been sitting on this story and this idea for a while now. Were there any major changes that have happened from the concept to the final product?
Yeah, sure. Well, the concept came about when they were introducing CD players. That's how long ago it was. So there's been an awful lot. Like there were no, Facebook and YouTube and stuff when the concept came about. But I've been working on this version since about 2014, and one of the things that informed it a lot was, the rise of these huge tech companies, and playing with my kids these games like Club Penguin or Roblox. I don't know if you know these games.
Yeah.
Where there's in-app purchases and you're roaming around this world, and just the rise of virtual reality. And so every time that something new's been developed, I've been kind of thinking, well, how does that fit with the central theme of what would it be like if man could make their own afterlife through technology, and it had all of the same problems that human society has in terms of greed and income inequality and whatever. And I think the reason I've always been attracted to the central, concept at the core of the show is that it's just very rich to think about, and number one, I think it's likely that eventually we will have this kind of exact technology. But even if we don't, it's similar to a lot of the stuff that we get all these wonderful technological marvels, but not everybody gets to have them, and they're pretty much used to make somebody money. So, it's just like an interesting concept at the heart of it, I think.
Now, for now that Ingrid is in there with you, Robbie and Nora, you get to play God a little bit with these customers. Do you think she'll take it upon herself to also manage Ingrid's avatar?
Oh no.
I mean, I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a little treat for next year. Alicia is the one who's managing Ingrid's avatar.
Oh my gosh.
Thank God.
I like that. Yes. That's
That's so much fun for you guys. Now, a lot of fun things that you guys introduced in the show were like rating each other in like dating apps or situations. Is there do you guys have like a little powwow or a little meeting and you guys just shoot out ideas as far as what type of things you want to incorporate into the show and kind of like have it see what it looks like and how it would work out?
We're on an email chain, and they always send me good ideas on the email chain, which is fun. And everybody chimes in, the other cast.
That's fun.
So, yeah.
Anything that like you're not going to put in the show, but you guys have thrown out there? Any fun ideas?
Well, the chain is right now is all about this the food printers. That's got everybody going nuts. I don't know. I just saw something about chicken McNuggets being printed.
Gross.
That would be amazing.
We have this fictional company called Oscar Mayer Intel.
Yeah,
which was a merger. It says the future of meat. So I don't know. We also just started getting a little bit of merchandise out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing a Upload Me Now and Get It Over With t-shirt. But
yes.
but so we're trying to get Oscar Mayer Intel stuff out, which should be fun. Yeah.
Since the creation of this show, I mean the idea of afterlife has been like revisited by a lot of people. When you guys started the show, did you guys start thinking about the possibility of this becoming true, and what is your stance on afterlife?
Well, this isn't really afterlife, right? This is sci-fi. This is a technological, actual. There's nothing supernatural in the show. It's all like this is what would happen if your brain was recorded and could be, hosted in a game engine or something. So, I actually don't think we've really touched on anything too religious in here. But although there are characters in the show who disagree with the whole notion of it from a philosophical standpoint, and that's part of the debates. But we haven't really shown any real versions of afterlife on the show. I don't know. Does it make you guys think about anything differently?
Andy?
Thanks for tossing that to me, Robbie. Appreciate that. I mean, I feel like we've had conversations of if a digital afterlife existed, if that's something we would, jump on.
Mm-hmm.
But what I like about the show is that, as Greg said, it does show you the different perspectives and the different beliefs that people have, which I think is so great, that you're able to watch the show and still feel like, oh, okay, I get to see how this affects everybody. Mm-hmm. And, for Nora, there's this, she's torn because, she lost her mom and her dad wants to join her in heaven and feels really strongly and believes really strongly in that. And Nora is like, I love that. I love that. Like, I that's amazing, but I want you here with me and you get to be here with me in this digital afterlife, digital heaven per se, Mm-hmm. And I think that's the battle is, and the choice of like, okay, going on faith, on this, on heaven, or on something that's here and tangible. And I love the last scene of the pilot where Nora's talking to Nathan and is like, God created man, and if man created this afterlife, then, isn't that amazing? Like, because God created us, and gave us the tools to do this.
Yeah.
Which I think, is a valid argument. And the show kind of gives you those different perspectives. It's a show that is very much a conversation starter and makes you rethink and think about how you've viewed and seen things.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I can't wait for season 2, and I can't wait for the panel tomorrow. So it's gonna be fun.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.